Hello and welcome to the MSTieCast. I'm Kevin Mobius,
And I'm Justin Turner.
and we're back after an accidental extended hiatus, and
Yeah.
we have so much to talk about. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it.
hmm
Earlier this month, you attended Fan Expo in Toronto, Ontario.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
That was quite a fun experience. I've never been to that big of a convention before, and it's convenient since it's not that far of a drive. It was only like it's a little over 3 hours to get there to Rochester, and we stayed at a really nice hotel, got a good deal, and it was within a good walking distance of where the convention center is, which is basically right near the CN Tower and the Rogers Center where the front of movies play. So it's like right in the heart of a really nice, cool place in the city. And had a blast. Went with two good friends of mine, and got to meet a lot of celebrities that I'm fans of, and got a lot of autographs. Um, let's see, I got Haley Atwells, who plays Agent Peggy Carter. Got Ming Na Wen from Agents of Shield. Let's see, Robert Lord Taylor plays the Penguin on Gotham. Trio of Star Trek ones, Jerry Ryan, 7 and 9, I got her autograph. Robert Ricardo played the Doctor. And Jeffrey Combs, who played a trifecta of Grunt, Wei Yun, and Shran. I chose a picture of Shran for him to autograph. And the best part is what he chose to put in his signature. He wrote, "Long live Andoria Pinskin, Jeffrey Combs." And he had also added, he also wrote down Shran right down in the corner as well. It was a nice touch. Robert Ricardo's and Jerry Ryan's also good. Robert Ricardo wrote me that "From Your Doctor," and Jerry Ryan wrote down "Resistance is Futile" for her autograph.
That's neat.
And yeah, it was really nice meeting them. And the last one I got was Phil Lamar, who was on Mad TV and has done a lot of voice work over the years in cartoons.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, he was the guy that got his head blown off.
I shot Marvin in the face.
Yes, and he voiced John Stewart Green Lantern on the Justice League cartoon for many years, and he's done a lot of stuff. Recently, did some work on Rebels, and he said that he was hoping that he'll get to work again with them once he's due. He said he had a lot of fun working on Star Wars Rebels recently. So he was a really nice guy. In fact, everybody I met was really nice. I got to talk with a couple of people. Like I got to chat with like Robert Ricardo and Jeffrey Combs for a little bit. Asked him some stuff, and I also got to ask Jerry Ryan a quick question, which I was amazed because it's like her line was really long, and it's like they were trying to get people through as quick as possible. You know, so that was really neat. You know, these are the kind of people who enjoy interacting with the fans, you know, and just a really delight to meet. I also got a picture, me and my friends got a picture with Haley Atwell that's adorns my Facebook page now, which I love. It's fantastic. Got to attend a lot of like Q&As with some of the actors. The Voyager one with Ryan Picardo and Ethan Phillips, who played Neelix, was freaking hilarious. They left us in stitches. The best part was that the person who was supposed to be the moderator went MIA, and so Robert Ricardo came out and is like, "Well, it seems our moderator is missing in action here, so I'm going to take over. Consider me the emergency moderator program. So let's get this thing started."
That's great.
So basically, the three of them ran the Q&A, and he said, "Hey, come on up and ask us questions." It was great. Very funny. They told a lot of funny stories. And they had people laugh. That was one of the best ones. All of them were really great.
I know Kate Mulgrew was supposed to be there. Did you ever find out like why she had to cancel?
No, I think no, I don't know why she canceled. My guess maybe it must have been some kind of like she had to maybe film something. I don't know if she's back filming Orange is the New Black again or something. But
I think she's also on something on Adult Swim. I don't remember.
yeah. Well, that was also the reasons why, like, Jennifer Morrison was originally going to be there, who's from Once Upon a Time and House.
Billy Piper was going to be there as well.
Mm-hmm. And, Willa Holland, who's on Arrow, she also was going to be there, but then she had to cancel it because they had still had to film some episodes, unfortunately. So she couldn't make it, So, but I was really glad to get to meet the ones who were there, and that place is huge. Walking around was pretty crazy. Trying to get between both buildings was really a challenge because you go up, you had to go up 2 escalator flights, walk over an overpass over railroad tracks to the other building, then go down 4 more flights of escalators, get down to the bottom floor where all the comic book artists and most of the vendors and also all the video game and electronic companies were. It was pretty wild. One of the moderator who did Jeffrey Combs' Q&A was just like, I found out Jeffrey just left the North Building a couple minutes ago, so he should be here Wednesday. Okay, because it took it would take when it was really busy, it would take forever to get between one building to the other. This was because all the human traffic. It's like this was a huge convention, and everybody complained about it. So I did pick up besides the autographs, I did get a couple other things and souvenirs and stuff. But overall, it was one of the most fun times I ever had, and I might go again next year. Depends on what kind, who's going to be there. It's like, but we all were had a blast, and so if get to do again next year, I'm definitely going to go. So.
Right on. I would very much like to attend next year because I have friends in the Greater Toronto area. I would very much like to see them. And I had friends that were at Fan Expo as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think she only went Saturday, and Haley Atwell was supposed to be there Saturday and Sunday, but she could only be there Sunday, so she was kind of sad about that.
Yeah, same with Ming Na Wen. Ming Na Wen can only be there Saturday because she's still in the middle of shooting Agent Shield, and she was just about to start.
Which I think they were shooting Shield in Vancouver. So basically, she from what I was told, she was in Vancouver, flew to Toronto, and then flew back.
Yeah, and some of them had to do it she had to fly out by the next morning. Haley had to do the same thing. I think she was just about to start. She said they were just about to start filming season 2 of Agent Carter. So
yes.
So she had to, she could only be available that Sunday. It's like, but she was a darling. She was really a lot of fun.
And there's also Christian Slater from Mr. Robot, aka 2015 Fight Club.
Yeah.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, think about it. Steve Bloom, voice actor.
Jason Momoa was there. He was pretty popular. A lot of people from Harry Potter. Both if you're Doctor Who fans, Kieran Gillian and Jenna Coleman were both there.
Like I said, Billy Piper was going to be there. She couldn't be.
Yeah. The one friend who went with us is a big.
Billy D. Williams.
Yeah, Malcolm McDowell was one of the ones I wish I could have gotten an autograph, but I budgeted myself to get to the ones I could get. It's like I can only had I'm only spending this much money and not much and no more than that. So he was one of the ones I wish I could have gotten an autograph from. I didn't get Billy D's, but I did attend his Q&A with one of my friends, and that was a lot of fun. He's a really nice guy.
Oh, and they also had Tom Felton from Harry Potter.
Yeah, they had a bunch of Harry Potter. They had
Well, Bonnie Wright was going to be there, but she couldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
Ginny Weasley, for those who don't know. Tom
James
Felton is slimy Draco.
Yeah, Tom Felton and guy who played Ron Weasley was there.
Rupert Grint and James and Oliver Phelps, the Weasley twins.
Oh, and let me tell you, his was the most expensive autograph, $125.
Who, Rupert Grint?
Yes.
Well, he has an ice cream truck to pay for. If you don't know that story, Rupert Grint, a long time ago, when they first asked the three kid actors what they would do with their money, he just said he'd buy an ice cream truck and give ice cream away, and then he did it as an adult. He just gives away ice cream. Good job. Good job, Rupert.
Yeah.
I salute you, sir.
So my friend John, the Doctor Who fan, got to get Karen and Jenna Coleman's autographs, and he also got a photo with Jenna Coleman as well.
Nice.
So he was really happy about that.
They had a bunch of voice actors, from what I
Oh,
understand. They had Tom Kenny.
Mr. SpongeBob himself was there.
Jeremy Shada from Adventure Time, Tara Strong, Troy Baker.
Yeah, my friend loves Tara Strong. My friend James, he loves Tara Strong. He got her autograph. He was like, I'm getting her autograph, damn it.
Jess Hurnell, Phil Lamar, as you said, Hermes from Futurama, among others.
Yeah, Nolan North. It was quite an all-star of voice actors that we had.
Nolan North, Mary McGlynn, a bunch of people from Total Drama, whatever.
Yep.
Harry Walgreen, Malcolm McDowell.
It was
nuts.
Yeah, this was a pretty packed.
Yeah, Fan Expo is, from what I can gather, it's one of the largest fan-run conventions that isn't basically taken over by corporate interests.
Yeah,
and that's awesome.
It's one of the biggest in North America, and I believe the one in Toronto is the only one that's held in Canada, so it's a big deal. So,
like, there's a bunch of smaller cons, but this is the biggest one in
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I've gone to Niagara Falls Comic Con before, and that's a smaller one, but no, this was pretty huge. So, yeah, I mean, I also got a nice T-shirt as a souvenir as well.
Nice.
For my 3-day pass, it came with it, so it was nice. I still got the program and everything. I'm gonna keep that as a souvenir.
How much was the 3-day pass anyway?
135 Canadian, which would be about 100 American, because when I pay for it, it's converted into I pay like what it'd be in American. So
okay.
So yeah, it's like for 3 days it was just a little over $100, which is pretty good.
Okay. I guess when it gets closer to it, then I will look into going. If I can get like an early bird thing, because I'm sure they're cheaper when they first come out, and then they get more expensive as it goes on. If I can go ahead and reserve one and get my hotel taken care of, I might do that. It depends on how much money I will have next year after MomoCon, which is my home convention, the one I always go to, and that always takes a lot out of me financially. I spent almost $1,000 this year.
Oof.
Most of that was staying in a really nice hotel.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing about the really nice hotels that are normally pretty expensive that are within that area in the city have really good discounts for if you're going to the Fan Expo.
Yeah, they make a lot of money.
Yeah, they make a lot of money that way.
It's really good for the city, and MomoCon is the same way. The hotels that are usually very expensive, like surrounding the hotel, several Hiltons, like Hilton Suites. We stayed at what was it, the Embassy Suites? Yeah, two room hotel room, very very nice. Shockingly cheap for what it was, although it would have been cheaper to stay in the host hotel, but by the time I reserved the room, the host hotel was sold out, so I had to stay across the street at the embassy, which, still, I might do the embassy again next year if I can go ahead and get people's payment ahead of time, which I did to this time. I should have.
Yeah, the hotel we got was about a 15-minute walk from the convention center, It's right on it's literally right on the shore of Lake Ontario in that part of the city, and really nice place. And so that was really convenient. We had other friends who were staying in one that was just a few about 2 blocks down from the convention center,
Nice.
which apparently is a slightly less. So we might try to get that hotel. We're going to go next year because their deal was like just a little bit less than ours, and it was much closer to walk.
Right.
So if we're gonna go next year, we're definitely gonna try to get reservations in that hotel. So
Yeah.
it's like literally right down the street.
Yeah, I never try and stay more than a couple blocks from the convention because that's a pain, especially if you got a lot of stuff or you have a complex cosplay. You don't want to keep going back and forth to the hotel room, going up all the stairs, going up all the elevators.
That reminds me. That reminds me of the cosplay. There was a lot of great cosplay there. We got to meet some cosplayers that we know on Facebook that are from the Toronto area who are really nice. Some great costumes. That I got on my Facebook. The album is public because that was the only way that some of the cosplayers could, I could get the tag so they could actually see it. It's like this, it's like, so they just have like fan pages. They're not like, personal pages there. So I made it public. So
right.
It's like, and, sadly there was only one MST3K one that my friend James and I ran into. We were walking together and we ran into someone who was dressed up as Dr. Forrester. He looked
Nice.
really good. We got a picture of him. Yeah, he was the only MST3K one we saw, but he was really good. So he did nice. Yeah, we complimented him on how good he looked.
Right.
But yeah, there was a lot of good. On Saturday night we attended the cosplay masquerade, the cosplay judging contest. A lot of great costumes, really nice stuff.
That's where you see like the A game.
Oh yeah,
at these.
Oh yeah, and that was a lot of fun. There was some really nice stuff that we saw. So that was a lot of fun too. But yeah, it was really awesome. And we'll see if I get to go next year. It usually by the beginning of the summer is when they start announcing who the guests are. So that's when we'll be, depending on who's going to be there, we'll decide if we're going to go to that one again or not.
Right on. All right. Well, I guess we'll keep everyone posted as we know more about it, because if we're both going to try and go, we might as well, discuss it on the show.
Yeah.
Switching gears to something actually related to MST, because you mentioned the cosplay. Joel, our old friend, is doing Turkey Day for the 3rd time this year, and he's taking your suggestions on Twitter. Just tweet.
Also on his Facebook page, when he posted that him and Shout Factory are going to do another marathon this year, he asked people to suggest which episodes he should play, and he reminded people, do not vote for any episodes that have been in the marathon the last 2 years. So
because that's fair.
Yeah, which is perfectly fair. So I posted some requests myself on the Facebook page, on Joel's Facebook. So I think you can still send out suggestions, because I don't think he's told people to stop. So tweet or post on Joel's Facebook, what episode you'd like to see him do for this year's Turkey Day Marathon. So that's going to be fun. I'm glad it's becoming a regular thing. It's really nice that's back. It's like it's something to look forward to for the fans.
Plus, it works in Joel's favor, because if he is trying to bring the show back, as he says, then this is a good way for him to test the water, see what he can do now with stuff he couldn't, probably do in 1993.
Yeah,
take advantage of technology, maybe do the show as like a stream thing, something like that. Circumvent the network entirely, or do it on Netflix or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because Shout Factory, they post the they rebroadcast it after Turkey Day, and they post the host segments up on YouTube anyway.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, Shout Factory's really gotten big into doing the online streaming stuff. They got a whole website where you can
Shout TV.
Yeah. And, I mean, they also did this really fun Godzilla marathon not too long ago also that was...
Yeah, I didn't get to watch that. I was at work, but
I only got to
heard
watch
about it.
I heard it was, yeah, it was hosted by August Ragone, who it was interviewed a lot for a lot of the Japanese-related stuff on the special features on some of the MST sets, like for, the Gamera set and stuff like Mighty Jack and Time of the Apes, and Future Veil and that kind of stuff. And really cool guy. So yeah, he got to host that. It looked like it was a lot of fun. I only got to see a little bit of it because I was out doing stuff. So I was like, I got back. I was like, oh yeah, the marathon's on.
Yeah, yeah. I saw people tweeting about it when I was at work, and I didn't get to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I tried watching a little bit on my break, but my data just it wouldn't do it in any sort of decent quality. Because the connection back where we have our break room is just terrible.
Oh geez.
So like if I want to watch YouTube videos, I preload them on my Wi-Fi and then just watch them when I get there.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully I'll be able to catch the next stream. I do wish they tended to announce them more in advance besides the Tricky Day streams. Like the Godzilla streams and stuff like that. I kind of wish that was more of a warning so I could say, oh, cool, I want to be here for that, instead of, oh, what are they doing now? Dang it.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah. It's like.
I know I think there was like a couple days warning that it wasn't enough for like me to or switch schedules with somebody or something. But it is very cool that they do the Turkey Day and they put so much time and effort and creative thought into it, and that's really cool. And I've said this before, Shout Factory is probably the best thing to happen to the show since Sci-Fi picked it up again.
Absolutely. Between what they've done with the sets and putting the stuff online, working with the annotated website to do the annotated stuff on YouTube, and then the marathon with Joel. They really have done so much to help, keep the show going and, really give something back to the fans. And, that's why I love them as a company. It's like, and besides that, they also put out a lot of other great DVDs, that I also purchased. It's like they're really one of the best out there right now as far as like.
Yeah, they just put out Hey Arnold on DVD, and I'm like, yes, and they're doing Wild Thornberries as well. I want them to get Pete and Pete so badly. Oh my God, that would be amazing. If they got the Adventures of Pete and Pete, because that show never got a complete DVD release.
Oh yeah,
they did season. Yeah. They did I think the first season and then like the first half of the second season, and then they didn't do the rest. As far as I know, they may have done a second season DVD. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember watching that way back in the day. That was one of those like crazy fun Nick shows.
It's a classic. Like, you go back and watch it now, it's still like a fantastic series. I haven't watched
it probably since it
aired. You can watch it online. You can't like watch it on Netflix or anything, but related, Nickelodeon is doing a block of 90s Nickelodeon shows called The Splat, and from what I can gather, Pete and Pete is going to be on there, so you can always watch it that way. And it also started the careers of Danny Tamborelli and Toby Husk from King of the Hill and all that, and Michelle Trachtenberg, and it's a really good show. I highly recommend it.
Mm-hmm. You see, it's nice that Nickelodeon is still one of those the networks that still, appreciates its roots back in the early days, and, and remembering the things that made it so popular for people. So
it's more like we're remembering it, and they realize there's a lot of money to make on it.
Oh yeah, and it also helps to introduce that to like a new generation of people as well. Like Rugrats. Rugrats was a great cartoon. I love that.
Oh yeah, Rugrats is great. It kind of got weird at the end, but whatever.
Yeah.
like the kids that watched it back then are, the parents now, and they're showing it to their kids, and it's good that they're trying to capitalize on that. I mean, they had the 90s is all that block on T-Nick, but that was only on, that network that not everyone has. So
and hopefully people do that for MST3K as well. It's like, associated those who grew up with it and now are adults and, shared with, get their kids into it, that kind of stuff.
Also, related, I'm also told that Shout Factory has inarguably the best version of Danny Phantom on DVD, which I need to pick up because that show is amazing.
I'm really excited they're releasing a new Blu-ray of Army Darkness.
Yes.
I cannot wait. It's going to be freaking loaded with multiple versions of the movie, lots of special features. I'm so excited because I held out getting the previous version and I'm glad I did because I was like, yay, thank you, Shout.
I also got to pick up their season 1 of the Aquabat Super Show, which I'm still not sure if they're going to do season 2 or not, because season 2 was only like 8 episodes or 6 episodes and a couple of specials, I believe. Kind of got canned. So I don't know if they'll do a full release for that, or if they'll just put season 1 and what they had of season 2 in like a box set, which is probably the way they're gonna go.
Yeah.
I don't know if there were any unaired episodes. I want to say there probably were, but who knows? Oh yeah, and they also have really good box sets of Pee-wee's Playhouse.
They have a lot of good box sets.
Like pretty much all of their box sets are fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
Heard of
speaking of Blu-rays, this October we're probably going to see the Blu-ray release of their complete Manos: The Haze of Fate completely restored. It's like for those of you who followed the show before, we interviewed one of the people behind this release quite a while back.
Yes.
So a lot of people who are both MST3 fans and also, Manos fans, which many people are like, well, really? There are fans? Like, yes, there are, as bad as this movie is, it has its fandom. So people looking forward to this.
I mean, there are people that follow, Ed Wood's career, and Plan 9 from Outer Space has like this huge cult following. So it's not really that weird that there's this cult of fans around Manos cult, which we're gonna get into a little bit into Manos in just a little bit. But yes, the HD release looks really good, and I cannot wait to get that. I'm probably definitely gonna get that when it comes out.
Yeah.
I also need to get the Shout version of Manos, the MST3K riff, which has the uncut version of the film included. The 2-disc set. Special edition.
Yeah, the restored Manos Blu-ray comes out October 13th. It's been up for pre-order on Amazon and other places for quite a while. So for those of you who are into that, keep an eye out for that.
If you are, you can do it. Speaking of Manos, the Hands of Fate, Manos returns. For those of you who heard our more recent episodes, you may remember that we had the woman who played Debbie in Manos, Miss Jackie Ray Naaman Jones, and her father, Tom Naaman, played the Master. Well, after the Return of L.A. Lodge film kind of fell through, and a few other projects fell through, she decided to take upon herself to do a proper Manos revisitation. And she's doing this new film, Manos Returns, and they are currently funding the film by selling t-shirts of the Master, and you can go to manosreturns.com and you can get a t-shirt. I believe they're like $20-something. And this is going to pay for her father to reprise his role as the Master in the sequel, and she's producing the film. I don't know if she's writing it, but I know she's probably going to end up doing like art design or set design or something, because she is an artist. And I'm going to try and get her back on the show to discuss Manos Returns, because she was just a delight to have previously. You know, she's a wonderful lady.
She was one of the most fun people we've interviewed.
Oh yeah, like we've had some really great people. She's definitely like top of the list.
Yeah, she told us some fantastic stories.
Just a delightful person to have on. So I recommend checking that out if you guys haven't yet. The t-shirts look fantastic. I'm gonna try and get one, but just a heads up, they're going to stop selling them at the beginning of October. I think it's October 1st. Not totally definitely sure. I will post in the show notes when exactly they're going to be doing that, and I'm going to try and get one. It just depends if I can get my check deposited tomorrow or not. If I can, I'll go ahead and get one, because it's a nice looking shirt. And I want to help, and I want to support the film. And then in October, they're going to do a full Indiegogo / Kickstarter, what have you, to actually fund the film. And we will tell you more about that as soon as we know.
Definitely.
Last little bit of news. This is not a huge thing, but it's something I wanted to bring up because I just heard about it. J. Elvis Weinstein, Josh Weinstein, the original Tom Servo, and Dr. Lawrence Earhart, is going to be at Festival Supreme on October 10th, and he is going to be performing, movie riffing with Joel and Trace. So, if you want to see the original MST trio back in action and riffing on a movie, since Cinematic Titanic is sadly no longer a thing, I recommend that. That's going to be in LA, October 10th. So, how much are tickets? I believe it's a comedy festival. I mean, I would assume so. It's a concert Supreme. Saturday, October 10th. Tickets. $75 for general admission. Regular general admission tickets are $99 plus limited fees. Plus applicable fees. And there are VIP tickets for $250, which gets you express entry, VIP viewing at each stage, and a commemorative laminate. Junk. So if that's something you want to check out, I recommend it. Last year they had Tenacious D, and they got really good reviews. And if you go to their website, and I'll link this to you, Justin, so you can see. If you go to the website, you can actually see Crow and Tom on the right if you scroll down at a table. It's 2014 press highlights, and you can see little Crow and Tom.
Let me see here.
And Tenacious D is going to be back there again. I believe Patton Oswalt's going to be there. Not totally sure. Andrew WK is going to be there because he's awesome.
Wow. Jeez.
Jenny Slate.
Kids in the Hall, Amy Poehler.
Henry Rollins. Tig Notaro, Bill Burr.
Super Dave Osborne.
Super Dave. So, yeah, I definitely recommend checking that out if that sounds like something you want to do. If I had the money, I'd be going.
Yep, if you live out, you're in California, you live near LA, then that's something probably you want to check out.
Oh, and sometimes they have, I believe the guys for the Aquabats are also usually there. I know they're on the poster for the last 2 years. I don't know if they're there again. Why not? Because why not actually do some research, Toby? Kids in the Hall, The Darkness. Oh, I love The Darkness. Puddle's Pity Party from YouTube, which is awesome. Bill Hamburger, Nathan Fielder, Toby Huss. Oh, Toby Huss from Pete and Pete.
Oh, okay.
Bringing it back around. Kristen Shaw from Bob's Burgers. Dan Harmon, Amy Poehler. It's cool. That's a really cool set list. Patton Oswalt. I could have sworn he was there before. I guess he's either not confirmed or he's just not going to be there. All right, but still, and Charlie Nee, who is very funny and very cool. So, if that kind of comedy is up your alley, if you like any of these people and can afford to go, that sounds like something I would do. And you know what? If you do go, tell us about it. Post on our Facebook page, our email, Twitter, whatever you want to do. Tell us about it, and we'll maybe discuss it on the show and get some little press bits so we sound like we know what we're talking about. And with that said, I think that's about going to do it for this episode, which went on longer than I thought it would. I thought this would be like a quick, 20-minute thing, and it's coming up to about 35.
And one last thing. This Thursday, October 1st, is the next Riff Track Live Miami Connection.
That's right.
Really been looking forward to this one. This is a movie I only heard about in the last year or so. This one is looks like it's gonna be a real winner as far as just how ridiculous this movie is. I've heard a lot about it. I cannot wait for this one.
I'm actually off again, which is gonna be interesting. If I'm able to go, I'm going.
I hope so.
If you go with me, I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be October 1st and October 6th. So if you miss the initial live show, you can always watch the replay.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're cool.
Yes, they are about that.
Yeah. And then I believe they'll put out a MP3 of the live show, which is always nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So even if you miss the movie and you miss, them, derping around in front of it, you can still do that, which I recommend.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to see how much tickets are because I want to.
Usually, it varies.
It varies on where you live in the theaters.
Mine is usually when I go to see Riff Tracks Live. Usually, I'm paying about somewhere between I think it's $12 at least.
I think it was 10 the last time I went, but it depends on how many theaters are showing it.
Yeah.
If I go, the one I went to last time is at Barrett Commons. So, and by the way, if I do go, and you are at one of the theaters in Georgia, if you're at the Barrett Commons, which is the one I go to, and you see me, say hi. Cause, someone told, I forget who it was. Sorry, sir, I forget your name, but someone saw me at that one, and he didn't know it was me. I was wearing my old Dr. Forrester jacket. I have a new one. Since MomoCon, I did a new costume. I don't think I'll do the full costume, but I might wear the shirt and tie and the jacket, because it's a nice looking jacket. But yeah, I'll definitely be there. Say hi if you see me. If you don't, that's okay. I probably just blend in the background. Okay, it's gonna be $12.50 for me. So okay.
Yeah.
I think I'll go ahead and order those tickets probably tomorrow if I can find a ride, because I don't want them to sell out, because that happened last year.
Yeah, me and my friend are going to we're going to a nice theater. It's Tinseltown. It's over on Buffalo Road here in the city. Nice theater. We've gone to the last couple of them at that one. We used to go to the Regal, but we like going to this one because it's got some good, actually pretty good refreshment, and they even have ice cream there, which is also a plus. Yeah.
The AMC I go to, they sell full pizzas, slices of pizza.
Yeah.
Nachos. Most places have nachos, but
I really like AMC theaters. They have like the best seats to watch movies.
Yeah, that's
so cool
that's
also.
the one we're going to is an AMC.
Oh, nice.
AMC theaters are the best, and this is also where I saw Ghostbusters, the re-release last year, and I hope they re-release it again before the new movie comes out, but they probably won't because people will show up and go, oh, I thought it was gonna be Melissa McCarthy.
Well, they
what's this old stuff?
Yeah, well, they already re-released it last year for the anniversary.
Yeah, but now it's like too close to the actual film release date because it comes out next year.
Yeah.
So I guess they don't want people to get confused.
The thing that's impressing me about that is that how much of the original cast they've gotten to appear in this movie now.
Yeah.
Ed Aykroyd, Bill Murray, Ernie Hudson, Andy Potts, and Sigourney Weaver are all going to make appearances in the film. That's pretty impressive.
You know, if they can get Rick Moranis out of retirement for a cameo,
he probably won't.
I doubt it.
He's been
highly.
I'd be shocked.
It would be shocking.
Because like he hasn't done anything in a really long time, and he prefers it that way. He's out of Hollywood, and he's perfectly happy with what he's doing. So
William Atherton, maybe.
That's probably the only other person I could think of.
Like he was in the games. Maybe I don't know the twins that played Oscar in I don't know. Peter McNichol. I don't know. He's Vigo. You're like the buzzing of flies to him. Bill Murray's brother. He was in Ghostbusters too. I don't know. I'm stretching now. I kind of hope they don't make this cinematic universe thing that they're talking about doing.
That's only still a rumor.
That's stupid.
Yeah,
it's dumb.
Just start with the one movie. See if this actually is going to work. Hopefully,
So Sony is just running out of ideas. Mm-hmm. I don't think they know what to do with themselves after the interview did better than they thought it would, and now they just don't know.
Well, even before the whole fiasco with the interview last year was their computers getting hacked and all that.
Well, yeah, but
information getting leaked out.
It was
that
like
really hurt.
Yeah, I know that it like hurt them because we found out all sorts of things about their stupid plans for movies. Like, I know, let's have the guys from 21 Jump Street cross over with the Men in Black. Mm-hmm. And Channing Tatum is very excited about it.
Yeah.
And now we heard about Ghostbusters universe films, where there's now going to be 2 sets of Ghostbusters, and there's the female team and there's going to be a male team, and then they're going to do like the thing, and that's dumb. That's dumb, guys.
Yeah.
You guys don't have a Joss Whedon. You can't do all this arc welding. The only reason those films worked is because each character had a separate film to themselves to flesh out their character.
There's a reason why the Marvel thing works and doesn't apply to others.
Not that this stops DC in any way, but we're not here to talk about, has DC done something stupid today? That's a completely different website.
Yep.
Yeah, so let's...
I think that's all the major news.
Yeah, that's all the MST news. Before we delve into some other nerd topic, I think it might be time to sign off.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So,
thank you everyone for listening. Thank you for waiting patiently for the episode. We did get a few comments and asking when we're going to come back, so now you know.
Yeah,
we're back.
We appreciate a lot of the, new fans that have popped up on Facebook over the last month.
Oh yeah, like even when we're not posting, we're still getting new likes and stuff on Facebook, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm gonna try harder to post more to the Facebook page.
Because me too. I've been forgetting to. Yeah.
That seems to be the crux of where everyone's coming from. So You know, even if it's not a show post, you know, I would still like to post and say, you know, talk to people, get their opinions on episodes, you know, MST, not ours, because I think I know their opinion on ours. You know, actually post them is their opinion. So I will definitely try and keep in better contact with you guys, because
same here.
we would not be here without you guys.
Absolutely.
So on that note, thank you very much for listening. I'm Toby Mobius,
and I'm Justin Toner,
and this has been the MSTieCast, and there is no way out of here.